So for Plat Chat this week, we did a little Brazil update, and when I watched Loud, I was really impressed. So in this VOD review, I'm going to show you why I was so impressed. Okay, so on Pistol Round, they want to go for this really aggressive B main push with Saucy. This is Sadhak, and this is Aspa. So they're going to knife this corner, and Saucy's going to try to drone them up, but we'll get to see what happens in the situation where they run into some resistance here in B main. It doesn't go that great, but I did want to show the follow-up. So there's the drone that I'm talking about. They actually get it canceled because the knife lands on top of Market, or on top of Switch, and they immediately kill Aspas. Really nice by TBK. Right away, I can see that there are no sloshes, even though Loud does end up rolling over them in this game. But yeah, didn't go so well at all. Usually in this situation, they're probably hoping to get, one or two. So the shock, really nice. Gets the person over here because people are always going to be playing close on this wall if they want to execute. So really nice from Saucy, and he throws another one as well. Doesn't get anything, but could have gotten more. So it's a 3 versus 4. You could see Les has fully rotated off, and he is in range of the Killjoy setup. So the alarm bot over here where there's a death trap if they ended up planting towards Gen, and then the turret as well to kind of give him a heads up if they do end up pushing through A main. Either way, he has the freedom, because of the setup, to go rotate over towards and play the man disadvantage from a basically stacked position with Pancada and Les inside of Market. I actually really did like how TBK played this as well. They had the execute smokes somewhat like this. And they just recalled them all after the initial B main aggression started happening, and also didn't blow his load, because if they did blow, like immediately pop all the smokes when this happened, then they would have nothing to re-exec with. That's the more important part. So anyways, the execute happens, and Saucy does a great job here. Once they nade, he gets his dart off from backside that lands on top of main. And they also have the grav well out that denies. So well timed, only the Jet is able to get out. And then Saucy gets into a position where he's going to be able to escape, right? Up towards stairs. The rest of his team is spamming as well to try to make sure that Toys doesn't push him on stairs. But this is the timing that works out really well for Loud, and good job from Saucy. He comes around the corner right as these guys are swinging through the smoke, and also right as these guys are having to push down lane because they want to clear the site with 30 seconds left and try to get the spike down. So basically they forced the 3v1 onto Toys, and yeah. But yeah, they're clearing B main, they're doing all sorts of things. Saucy, you can see, is looking in this direction, but it's really hard in this situation. I mean, you can see it on their bodies right now. They're trying to look both ways. And eventually they stop looking that way. They try to push lane because they think nothing's happening, and Matthew gets the timing. So Saucy still kills him and immediately goes over here. They're trying to get the plant down in a safe position where Luxera will be holding lane for him, and because of that, Saucy finds a way to isolate the 1v1 against the spike planter. Although Look could have played this better for sure. He could be swinging on both sides. But right now his main focus is on lane because that's the last place that Saucy was. So quick reposition, very basic on ascent, forces the 1v1, and then fights the last guy when he's low as well. So Saucy just completely dominated this round in a, 1v3 ace. So well done. Okay, so on the anti-eco, it's actually a force. I really like what TBK does, and we'll see this actually happen again. They land this molly inside a tree, and they try to go fast up cat with a smoke. But one thing that happens right off the bat is, we won't see it, but Luxera gets tagged by Aspas through the smoke, and that's a downside of this Astra smoke because it takes the 3 seconds to load up or whatever. There's always going to be a timing here if you want to rush where there's a problem. So Sadhak has a great response here. Immediately he throws his nade out, and it's important that he doesn't just throw it on the art. It's completely stopping them in this choke, and also they can't get to a position where they get an angle. So if you think that you put your nade here, they could get behind it and still be firing into tree. Lots of arrows, that's a circle, all different things. But the point is, and actually the tag did get the assist, basically made this nade one tap for Luxera, so unfortunate. It also holds the space for him to be able to do this, which is immediately pop flash for himself after the nade. Usually I would not like this because he's self-flashing for himself, but realistically he's actually flashing for him to cross, and his teammates are filling the space behind him. So you could see, even though he gets all the kills, his teammates are here right now, right? So he gets all the way across and basically forcing a crossfire with the team that are filling the space. So I don't mind that at all. The other thing too is the nade made it so that original flash from Riots that landed right in front of Sadhak inside a tree room has to be redone because they need to take that space again. Right? Normally they would want to actually flash through either tree or flash through the door so that they can actually go in with the A split. But because of that nade, it completely shut down one little thing that really ends up screwing up the round for TBK. Okay, so anti-eco here on round 3. There's only one minor thing here that I really want to show. Sadhak and Pancada do a nice little retake with a pop flash. Once this one way is up, this is a very safe pop flash to do. And they also nade this cubby, so we'll see what happens. And we'll have a little discussion about why this is pretty nice. I mean, this is very basic. Look at what has to happen for TPK to take back this space. They have to take a flash, right, to re-clear this. And now that's more information that Loud knows. But more importantly, they have no more KO utility, and they only have one flash and a dog to execute. On these anti-ecos, that means the world, because you're decreasing the chances of yourself running into any trap executes, trap plays, anything like that. Those little things that you're spending a lot, maybe a little bit more utility, but the other team already has limited utility, is the reason why I think that's important, why I think that's a good play, high value. You're completely reducing the options that the other team has to do anything. Okay, so the first gun round, and it's going to be basically the bonus that Loud carried over because the force happened early. So this is a bonus, and they go for the Loud Shark Attack, which is just, you know, a higher decibel version of the Shark Attack. Let's break down what's about to happen. You have Saucy over here, the very important key part of this. Then you have Killjoy and Aspas who are gonna go down mid. Jet's gonna dash down mid, and these guys are gonna push into B main. Right, he just put down his turret, and he's gonna hold top mid for Aspas as he dashes down. So let's see how this all plays out, and we'll maybe go back again as well. So there's a star right here being used immediately as a grab well, and Aspas is dashing into a smoke, and the smoke is on the corner of tile. So you see how this is. We're basically in the middle of it right here, but there's a gap on the left side of the doorway, and he could run through this if he so desired, but there's people here. Obviously, the benefit of this, number one, you're going to get in a weird angle out over here, and people are not going to expect that. Number two is there's a dart landing here, so if he does get inside of his smoke, he can end up smoke killing them because the dart is scanning them at the same time, and they're probably not going to shoot the dart because they're worried about the Jet dashing into his smoke. So while this happens, he gets tons of damage on, and Saucy is ulting them with the dart. So they're all trying to chase down Aspas. This is like a perfect way that this ended. There's the grab well behind, by the way, so they can't even escape this situation. Yeah, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And at the same time, they're just now flashing through B main after having knifed B main and also gotten a couple of these guys suppressed. So yeah, why this is important for him to hold top mid, because otherwise they could end up having two people coming through here and pinching Aspas, and this could be really, really bad. But either way, 2 kills with the ult. With the assist, Sadak gets one as well, and then they have this double peek going on this corridor, which is against Conan, who's the only guy who escaped this, and he's just dead. So yeah, that was the Loud Shark Attack. Okay, so another really cool minor thing here, but watch this. Dog's going out. They're going to push up mid with the dog. This is actually a recalled smoke here as well for Toys, which is nice to catch anybody bottom mid. But oh wait, what the f happened to the dog? Wait, did you hear that? Was that a shock dart? Oh, did he just get shocked? Oh yes, holy max damage shock almost on 2 people. More importantly on the dog though, and that is just amazing. So Saucy throws it from right here. We don't get to see it, but it lands right on top of these guys. And also, what Les did at the beginning of the round, he was really close here, so he heard the dog. So he instantly goes to close the door, and this strat gets busted. He also throws down a molly, so if they want to push through door, just really good protocol on this. They're going to fake with the KO and the Jet, trying to act like there's a B-split happening, and there will be some utility thrown by Astra as well, and they handle it flawlessly. I mean, there's not many guns over here. Here comes the fake. There's the knife, and there's a Jet smoke right here, and there's an Astra smoke here. That's about as much as they can commit because it's an eco round and they don't have much. But what they do is really, really nice. The only person who rotates off is Aspas. Sadak does get a little bit giddy, but as soon as Saucy recognizes the fake, which is right here, he backs off away from the door. You could see when they recognize it is also when Aspas decides to go back. Sadak did come back, and immediately he just throws a pop flash. And they're going to swing on Cat together. Just really, really nice. They're all blinds. They're running into it. And Pancada's here as well. So this is not the discipline I expected to see from Loud, honestly, when they're up 5-0 in the group stage. And I thought it was going to take time for some of this stuff to build, but it hasn't. It's really, really nice right now. Okay, so another anti-force, and TPK actually does something interesting. They kind of make it seem like it's similar to the time they did just rush Cat on, I believe, round 2. And yeah, here's the stuff. They throw the flash through, and Sadak has used his nade. I'm not sure if we get to see it, but they end up going through mid and just dry swinging through, even though one player is still trying to commit to this idea. And Saucy throws a really, really nice dart. The way that Loud ends up switching up the way they play is they smoke and give him an extra thing here. And this dart that lands, oh, I think it's way landed already. So let me go back. This dart lands right here and it's scanning mid as well. So it's figuring out what's going on in mid, but it also scans part of Cat. And this is scary because if he is unaware that he's about to get scanned and he walks into the smoke, this could be really easy kill for Sadak or Pancada, who are sitting inside a tree. So I like that. And it's also like deep enough that it like delays the push here a little bit, or at least splits them up, even though Killjoy was ahead anyways. And yeah, because of the way that TBK ends up playing in this round with the smokes on tree and stuff like that, they don't have anything to smoke top mid. So this is really nice from Saucy. Just peeks off the alarm bot. But yeah, this round's not that interesting, but I still wanted to show it anyways, just because we get to see the shock where Saucy's throwing it from. He's throwing it from that edge and it lands right here. So look in the bottom left of your screen right now. That's where it lands. So almost gets a little bit more damage here. Okay, so in this round, they try to go for setting up Aspas in A main or B main again. And again, they're setting him up every single time that he has an op just to take one of these angles off and get a lot of space. He's suppressed here though, and I like how he's not scared of taking the fight even though he's suppressed. Let's see, they go for a retake again with the flash from Sadak, and Aspas takes the angle and dies. However, it becomes really interesting the way that this fight happens. And remember what happened on that anti-eco round where they took A main back with the flash and then the nade in the corner. Same thing happens here, where because of the amount of utility that they've invested to take back B main with an op, they end up spending a lot of utility to take this back. A molly used to kind of, I don't know why they used a molly over there, but either way, the flash to take this corner. And now they realize nothing's here and they don't have any initiation anymore. The only thing they have is some grab well smokes and whatever, but from Luxera. Everything is gone from KO. The jet dashes away and Sky is dead. So they have nothing to take any more space because of that small little thing that happens, that little counterplay from Loud. And if people are always wondering why analysts and casters are always so annoyed when teams don't try to retake space as defense, this is why. You can see how valuable it is in certain instances if the teams are playing in certain ways. In this case, TBK consistently trying to retake the space that they lose because of the original plan that they had in the round. Now, I don't like what Saucy does here, but I believe that he was expecting Sadak to come back and be with him. But Sadak ends up going to throw a knife in this corner that lands on Cat. And it becomes really, really important. But Saucy isolates himself. And so that's what I'm saying. Even though Sadak is able to trade him and eventually get away, I was really confused here because I thought that he just got knifed, but and that this was what that was. But no, he actually just knifed these two guys, and that gives all the information away that less you need to stop rotating. They're actually pushing A main or Cat, right? That's what this knife tells you. They could be here, or they could be on Cat or in tree already, and that informs Pancada's decision on how he plays as well. So no, Les doesn't make it here in time to fight them on the cross with Pancada, which would have been really nice. However, because they're suppressed, and also because Les gets here in time to hear how they play, even though Pancada, while they were faking towards B, ended up recalling his smokes and popping the smoke here and using his gravel, so he has nothing in order to support himself. Les hears them all. He hears them all, and that makes it so that Pancada can forget about this A main angle, and he could just worry about this angle here. And the way that he positions himself is fantastic. Look how far back he is away from Dice, away from this brick pile. And he's blocking the tree angle. So, like, the only way that they could be coming into him with a cross here is by pushing through tree and pushing over towards A main, but that exposes them over here. So they do push through Gen to isolate fights, which I think is good from TBK, but Pancada plays it so nice. Gets the two, and then controls for the last. And this was always happening with Pancada on all the different maps that I've watched from Loud. He is really, really patient, clean with his shots. And in those situations, pressure situations, he makes the right plays to position himself in angles that are hard to deal with, in my opinion, from Gen there. So really nice. So we're going to the last round of the half here, and this is another round that shows the beautiful ult coordination of Loud, in my opinion. This is like multiple maps I'm seeing consistently. Every time they have multiple ults, which in this case, they're stacked up with 4, they use them in really, really nice ways. I'll show examples from other games as well after this. So a little bonus content on top of the VOD review here from Ascent. But yeah, let's watch. I mean, TBK goes for basically a fast A hit, and because of all the ults, they're comfortable retaking as long as they hold on to, you know, Cat, Tree, and B. So again, they're playing retake on A. the hit comes in, nothing gets traded. So I actually don't like how Sasi uses his ult, but everything else is fantastic. And I'll explain why. So they start planning and Sasi tries to ult the plant down. In my opinion, with the plan that they have, which is lockdown, Cosmic Divide combo, they really don't need to worry about time. However, there's always the risk of the lockdown getting broken. What they do to avoid it though is really nice. Watch this, watch this. The nade comes in and it lands on top for the regular Killjoy ult that sometimes is like right here, sometimes just right there, but he puts it down enough that it's blocked, right? Because the way the KO nade works is it has to be line of sight with whatever it's hitting. So because it's down here, it's not line of sight and it doesn't break. So TBK recognizes this and they get out of here. They get out of here. But the follow-up Cosmic Divide on top of everything else that's happening with the Gravwell as they're pushing through, they're really, really nice. This Gravwell, by the way, pulling anybody away from getting away from the lockdown or getting behind the wall, which is important for them too, given the fact that they're running away. And if somebody's just sitting there on the other side of the wall, they could get pulled in. So nice. And then watch how Aspas gets up on top of this wall and then jumps to Shroud with his knives, by the way, to make this crossfire insane. And then also the nade comes in, they can't push past this wall without losing so much HP, and the wall is so well placed. If they want to step out, they have to step out in the crossfire. If you did a regular wall that's like this or whatever, you sometimes can, you know, double peek through it. But in this case, and also you could peek, like some people in rank put down the wall that lands and cuts off main, but it's here. It's probably better to draw here, right? It's like back here. So you could step out here and not step into the crossfire. That's what I'm talking about. You'd be right here with your, I'm going to cut that from the video. Yeah, I mean, the defuse comes in and yeah, there's nothing that you can do here from TBK. Okay, so this round is a similar ult combination with, I mean, they have literally every single ult on this. They're attack side on a Haven, and what they're going to go for is a no command fake with the KO, paired up with Sasi droning up, and it honestly doesn't even get that much. Sasi ends up getting knifed and getting pushed on, but he's droning, so that tells them, oh my god, they're faking, and they are faking, or they're hitting, but realistically they could be hitting. So there's a smoke window and he ults right here. They put the smoke down in the Gravwell backside, very common, and they just run away. At this point, everybody's rotated off, especially after the nade or the drone, so they think two people are coming and they're like, fuck, it's not actually a hit. Everybody starts rotating back. Because on Haven you're getting pulled so much. This is why fakes are so effective. But what I like is the reason why they're able to sell this fake is because, or to use this fake, is because they still have some execution power on the other side, which is going to be the Asher wall right here. If they didn't have this, they probably wouldn't be able to get back into sight so easily, but they do. They could also use the the Asher wall over here on C site when they sold the fake. But again, right now, they basically solidified, if they did bite on this fake even a little bit, they're going to get sight, you know? Even if a little bit of people rotated off A, but they came right back, they still would not want to get past this wall. And then they Killjoy ults, and this could have been brutal because while they faked, Xion, who was playing over on this site, could have used his KO nade to stop the garage peek or stop the C main or the push through C long. All those things could have happened, and this would have just ended the round right there. But thankfully he still has a nade. He uses a lineup, he's throwing it right now and he breaks it, but still all the delay has made this so difficult. Okay, let's come over to Fracture, where they took arcade control. This is them on defense, and the only ult really that they're going to combo here, it's not even a combo, but it is a setup, a little trap play that they have with their ult. So again, ult coordination really good. After they take arcade, I believe Sasi fault lined for Aspas to take this space. He rotates over and they get this trap play set up with Sadhak up in tower. So Sadhak is shoulder peeking tower. He spots somebody. The ult comes in. Boom. Boom. Now. There you go. Eventually, they just get ulted. Sadhak peeks him. This guy wastes his ult because he's trying to stop them from pushing them, but he doesn't really know where they're going to get pushed from. And Sadhak gets 2. But yeah, the round is really nicely and easily played from here, even though Sasi ends up dying right here. But the 3v3 is good because they have arcade control. Guys are rotating and this guy's already here. So yeah, really nice. But yeah, Loud looked good, guys. Loud looked very good. I was impressed the entire time. Maybe not necessarily the same structure as some of the EU teams, but at least when it comes to their ult coordination, really good. They have basic fundamentals that are impressive. So I'm a little scared of Loud. I won't lie. I am a little scared. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please like, subscribe, and do all the things on my social media, and we'll be back with more content just like this. Peace.